This is Freedom from Condo Planet. I want to welcome you to another episode of our video series on condos for rent in Mississauga. Today I want to talk to you about whether you should renew your lease agreement or whether you should not. Typically, lease agreements in Mississauga, when it comes to condos, are 1 year in length. If you look at your contract, it's likely a 12-month lease. And that gives flexibility for both parties, landlords and tenants alike. What you need to know is that you're not obligated to sign a new lease contract at the end of those 12 months. Tenants, especially if they're renting for the first time, are often confused of what happens after that 12-month ends. Do they have to leave their place of where they're renting? The answer is no. The Residential Tenancy Act protects you from having to sign a new contract, and you're not obligated to leave. The first contract, the initial contract that you signed, is still binding. Now, there may be circumstances where you want to sign new lease papers and bind yourself for another 12 months. Of course, if you're planning to stay for the long term, that's in your best interest. However, with signing a new lease, you do open the door of renegotiating the terms of that lease, which may end up having you pay a higher rent than you otherwise might not have to if you just kept your lease the same as it was. But it might be worth it to you if you want the peace of mind of knowing that your landlord's not going to turn around and tell you that they're planning to sell the place, for example, and that you have to leave. So that gives you the peace of mind if you want it. However, what you need to know, and what I want you to know, is that you don't need to sign new lease papers because the existing lease that you signed is still binding, and that gives you the flexibility of giving notice, giving the proper notice that you need to, but not having to stay for another 12 months. And also having the peace of mind of knowing that your existing lease that you negotiated is still effective. And that may be something that you want to do. Often tenants have concerns about this because their landlord has come to them, pressuring them to sign a new lease agreement. And it's important for you to know that you're not legally obligated to do so. And you should not feel pressured to do anything that puts you in a position that compromises your best interests. And that's something we at Condo Planet take pride in informing our clients of. If you have any further questions, of course, come out and reach us here at condoplanet.ca. Wishing you an incredible day. Take care.